Namaste and good evening to everyone. I'm extremely happy to welcome you all for our second day of Independence Special Workshop, Mudras for Healing and Rehabilitation. An awesome topic. And today we have with us Mr. Sukumaran Sir, CEO, Optimus Management Consultants, to guide us through this session. Before I introduce Sir and before we commence the session, as usual, we begin the function by invoking the blessings of God by lighting the lamp. I request our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Sujit Sukumaran Sir, my dear professionals, parents, and my well-wishers to kindly join the lighting of lamp followed by the prayer song. I request the ID team to kindly do the needful. Thank you, IT team. I request all my professionals, kindly close your eyes, relax your mind. We are going to start a prayer song. No stress in your mind, completely relaxed. Thank God for all He has given to us. Now let us pray God to guide us further to achieve and to become successful people in Pray God, all of you. I request IT team to start the prayer.
हम होंगे कामयाब
gently open your eyes, and thank you all so much for joining the prayer. Today, I take the privilege of inviting our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Sujit Sukumaran, sir. Sir, with your permission, I would like to read your. And I'm so happy to mention that Sujit sir is my teacher, our guru also, mine, Akshya and Akila's mentor and guru. Before I read his profile, I wish to share this with all my professionals and parents that we are working so much on our health issues, so much on our career development. It is all with the guidance of Sujit sir. We overcome so many challenges in our life. Today, I'm so happy that my dear professionals, you all are going to get benefited, and of course, my dear parents, the same. And I would like to read and sir's profile and welcome him to this session. Mr. Sujit Sukumaran sir has been a HR practitioner for 17 years, of which 7 years he was running his own management consulting firm. He is also a managing trustee of Prerna, UAE's largest non-profit for children and family with special needs, on which he's got the constitution for the country. He has worked a lot with the health of people. He has trained so many people. He has conducted several batches of teachings through mudras and working on the health of people. Thank you so much, Sujit sir, for accepting our invitation to share your knowledge with our professionals and parents. With this, I welcome you. I'm so happy to welcome you to our session, and over to you, sir, for the session.
So, welcome everyone. Thank you for the good welcome. And I see that we have almost the next 1 hour approximately. What I will be doing is I will be taking you through mudras as a practice. There will be some slides on which some mudras are given. At the end of the session, I will pass those slides on to Gayatri ma'am so she can share it with you also. So don't worry about taking notes and all those things. Main thing is for you to be able to understand what those mudras are, and we need not even practice them right now because it will take some time to do it. But what I have tried to do is I have tried to simplify it in a way that I have only included very minimal mudras, those of which do not have any, particular restrictions in terms of conditions, or which are not complex at all in terms of how to hold your fingers and all that. To a reasonable degree, I think everybody should be able to do it. Whereas most of the mudras which I have shortlisted, they would be having like very generically good effects overall. And with that intention is what I have actually shortlisted these mudras. There will be 8 mudras in total, which we would be probably covering in the next 1 hour. And at the end of it, if you have any question answers, you can put them on the chat window, and then we can probably have a Q&A also as time permits. Now, when you hear about mudras, one thing is everyone is very familiar with yoga because it's the famous cousin, world famous, world around. But mudras is probably an offshoot of yoga. But the beauty with mudras is it is doable with both your hands. As long as you have 10 fingers and 2 working hands, anyone can practice mudras. Yoga, of course, requires a greater physical flexibility and fitness, which may not be accessible to everyone, especially if they have more severe disabilities. Mudras can be done anywhere at any. You can sit on a chair. You can even sit on the ground or wherever it is. It is usually not advised to do mudras lying down because all these practices raise the energy. But in case if you are totally sick and unable to get up and sit also, then there are certain exceptions where you can lying down also you can do the mudras, but I wouldn't recommend. As far as possible, at least try to sit up straight and do the mudras. But that's the beauty of this. The exercises are quite simple. They look extremely simple. Usually they need maximum of 10 to 15 minutes per iteration. But just one request and one word of caveat or a warning is that just because the exercises are simple, don't underestimate the power of those exercises, because they may look extremely simple, but they directly go and get attached to the nervous parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems. So you may not see the change like today I started doing a mudra after the session. Immediately tomorrow morning something may not happen. But over a period of time, when you do cyclically as a program exercise, you will definitely be able to see the changes coming about in you. Mudras can be done for two purposes. One, you can generally do it for general fitness without any objective as a routine practice, or you can do it if you have a particular issue. There is also a thing called Mudra Pathati, where you put a system or a program, like how you are taking tablets, like 5 days course, 3 days course, like that. You can also pick and choose various mudras, and you can customize it depending on what problem you are going through and what solution you want. So now I will share certain slides with you, which will take us through the mudras, and I hope you can see the slide also, and you are able to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you want, I can put this in full screen. Yeah, it is coming on full screen. Let me. Okay. So yeah, here we are. So when you see this mudra is called the Ushas mudra. So basically, yeah, how you do it is you hold your hands like that in front of you, not outward, inward. You hold your hands inward in front of you, and keep it at chest level, or around your diaphragm, above your stomach, but below your rib cage. But no need to keep it on your body. Maintain little bit distance from the body. So just hold it like that. No need to put great pressure. It should be like this. Should be like this, and hold it at. Wait, let me pull the camera down so you can see it better. So it should be like something like this. You can keep it at this level, but the fingers need to be interlocked, and you hold it as close to your chest as possible. So basically, you don't need to put pressure on your elbows or anything like that. It's a very relaxed mudra. And when you're doing that, you can just normally, there is no need for any special breathing or anything. So what does this mudra do? Basically, it increases clarity and alertness. All sections of your body get like it's like a mini cardio workout. You get a vitality pump, and your entire what do you say, lethargy, laziness, or any kind of tiredness goes away. Ideally, it is to be done at the beginning of the day, but I have also found it to have good effects when it is done in the evening time, just before, like shortly after sunset, like when the sun is changing from daytime to evening time, exactly the Sandhya Kala. That is also a beautiful time. You can do it in case you are feeling tired after a long day's work or something like that. That time also you can use this. So yeah, the frequency is once a day, 5 to 15 minutes per iteration. So basically, you hold it like this, place it on your chest, do it. Start with 5 minutes a day, and this 5 minutes, don't break it into 2.5, 2.5. You do it in one straight 5 minutes iteration. Maximum go 15 minutes a day. Don't do more than that, because if you do more than that, there's a tendency heat might increase in the body. And drink plenty of water both before and after this. If you are feeling like temperature fluctuations in your body, some people, depending upon the Sharira Prakriti of whatever their type is, they might feel little more heat sensation when they do the Ushas Mudra. So this is a very harmless, non-side effect having. Anybody can practice Mudra, which you should do. And see, for example, one of the beautiful things in nature, like we may not know, like the moment we wake up, there's a tendency to do this, you stretch your hands. So when you do that, the hands are already in this position. So this is essentially what you're doing, but you're keeping that at the chest level, because that is where the heart and most of the key vital organs are. So that is with regards to the Ushas Mudra. This is the first of the series of mudras that we have. Shalini has put a comment we cannot see. I hope you can see me and the screen right now.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so that is the first of our mudras, which is called Ushas Mudra, and it is called Ushas because it is yeah. So for somebody asked a question for women, the right thumb and index finger. Yeah, okay, somebody tried this. I feel a burning sensation in the chest while doing it. Okay, Nidhi, that will depend on how early you had lunch. If you have just had lunch an hour ago and you are trying to do this, it will cause not only burning sensation in the chest, you will find burning sensation other places also. So ideally, this is to be done on an empty stomach or at least 4 hours after eating food. I assume that lunch is still there in your stomach right now, so don't try this immediately in a very you're fasting, okay. Then that may also be the reason because you haven't had anything. So the mudra itself may not be the reason for your burning sensation. So it is ideally to be done after consuming some water. Once your everything is regulated, you can try that mudra. So this is the first in the series of mudras. The second one, this is a bit of a, what can I say? This is a bit of a technical mudra. I would suggest, I will teach you this mudra, no doubt, but I would suggest you use only when you have a problem. Simply don't do this mudra. This is called bronchial mudra, and it's a very effective mudra when it comes to when you're having cold and cough or nose block or similar things like that, or breathing difficulties. Everything except asthma. Asthma has a totally different mudra, so that's called the asthma mudra itself. So that we won't address in this session today. But this anything relating to breathing, congestion, and you feel lack of breathing based energy, you can do the bronchial mudra. It's an excellent decongestant. It airs the bronchial area. It's a long-term solution for congestion and allergies. If you have a tendency that every time the season changes, you are getting sick, or simply nothing happened, but again you're getting cough and cold, or generally you are feeling very lack of energy and you're not feeling any enthusiasm and you're feeling very sad for no reason or whatever, this bronchial mudra, which is basically the middle finger and the thumb finger together and the index finger moving out, and the other two, this little finger and the ring finger, you can take it as high as possible onto the thumb. But even if you rest it on the mount of the thumb also, it's okay, no problem. Ideally, that is the positioning, but don't try to twist your fingers too hard to make it touch the base of the thumb in that way. Whatever way you can do it, that is fine. It can be done anytime during the day, preferably before the afternoon is best, but not between noon time to around 3 o'clock in the day because the sun is hot. Apart from that time, it can be done any time of the day until sunset. So except 12 to 3 in the afternoon, do not. And you can do it multiple times per day as per your discomfort. 4 to 6 minutes per iteration. Only one, caveat here is if you don't have any cough, cold, or congestion, don't do this mudra because this will dilate a bit the bronchial tubes and all that. So if you're already breathing normally, no cold and cough, nothing, then don't stimulate that area unnecessarily. It's not required to be done. But if you are having cold and cough and all those things, and if your antibiotics are not really giving you much relief, try doing a couple of rounds of this. You will find that it has much great alleviation effects that you can try. Both the hands you can try, Soumya, left and right, it doesn't matter. That is not a main thing there. Stuti, while doing the mudra, do we just touch the fingertips? Yeah, the idea is just see in the tips of your fingers, there's this droplet kind of fleshy part that should lightly touch the other finger or wherever is the base. That's it. You don't need to apply any pressure or anything. Best thing, because you need to create the circuit needs to be closed, but don't put pressure because that will again make a different thing about circulation and all that. Chandan has asked, does it help in snoring? No, because snoring is a totally different thing. It has a different Sanketa altogether. So this is only for giving you better breathing abilities and decongestion, nothing to do with snoring at all. So that is bronchial mudra. Both hands equally, no, one hand at a time. One hand at a time. And whichever side you are feeling more difficulty in breathing. So if it's the left lung, you do the left hand. If it's the right lung, you do the right hand. If it's both, first you do whichever is your dominant hand, then second round you do with your non-dominant hand. Is that clear, Jay? Okay. So that is bronchial mudra. Only thing is, this one don't do simply without any problem. Unless you have a problem, don't do this. Okay, this one is called the Vajra mudra or the fiery thunderbolt mudra. It's basically like pointing a finger on somebody, except that you are doing it upside down. So it's the same thing. This is very nice because it improves blood circulation, and blood circulation is very essential for ensuring that you don't all your organs are working properly and you don't fall sick and you don't feel lethargic and you don't have a lack of drive. Some days you don't feel like doing anything, like you're feeling generally procrastinating or lazy. You just sit in cross-legged or padmasana or however you want to do, and you do this Vajra Mudra. This one ideally should be done with your dominant hand. If you are right-handed, do as with your right hand. If you are left-handed, do with your left hand. And 3 times a day, maximum of 5 minutes per iteration. For sure, you will feel more determination to do whatever task you have been procrastinating or putting away for a long time. So this is a very simple one. Bring all your fingers together and then raise this index finger outside and make it ulta, and that's it. Just hold it in any, Achila is doing it right. So in any particular way that you want to, both the since it is good for dizziness, does it help? No, vertigo is a different thing, Akhila. Vertigo is a different reason altogether. This is only for normal dizziness, not because of height induced vertigo. So that is a different thing that we will take it later. How many times? See, this I would say 3 times a day is more than enough. I don't think we need to. Should all the mudras be done on an empty stomach? Not necessary, but ideally better if you have at least 4 hours from the last meal. Means that your whatever food is in your stomach should be in the last stage of digestion. Why? Because for all these mudras to work, you need blood circulation in all the tips of the fingers. When your stomach is full of food, 90% of the blood goes towards your stomach, which is why you feel sleepy, because it's drawing from the brain and the heart and it's going to the stomach. So obviously it will not recognize, okay, Keshav is doing mudras, let me give some blood to its fingers. It will not recognize that. So it is better to do it either. Iteration means number of times. Should we do on one hand or both hands? That depends. Usually it is done on one hand, except if it is a compound mudra where you are involving both the hands. All the single-handed mudras which are shown in a single hand here are usually done one at a time in one hand. Like if you're doing Vajra mudra, for example, you can do one set in the left hand, then do another set in the right hand. But if it's a, what do you say, Ushas mudra, you have to use both the hands at the same time. So unless it is a compound mudra, only one hand at a time. Amaya is asking any mudras for knee pain. For knee pain specifically, there are no mudras, but if we know the reason, whether it is arthritis or otherwise, then we'll have to diagnose that and see what can be done. But generically, by asking me any mudras for knee pain, I don't know what is the source of the knee pain, so I cannot randomly tell you something like that. But if I see the reports, I can probably tell you the correct mudra. Now, this other one, the next mudra is called Uttara Bodhi mudra. That is basically you hold your hands like this and then do that and keep it. Yeah, this one, yeah, exactly. This one must be kept exactly when you are sitting. You should keep it at the base of your stomach, like under your stomach. You can keep your hands, and this one, this diamond shape kind of thing must be somewhere exactly parallel to your navel area. So basically, if someone looks through that hole, they should be able to see your navel. That should be the positioning. So Uttarapodi Mudra is very good. I do it once a day, every day. When I am stuck, like I am trying to think something and I'm not getting the idea, or I'm trying to get some inspiration or some creative stuff, or sometimes something around me, like the whole rush is too much, like a lot of tension. I am feeling very irritated. Once you do this, what happens is it's great for recharging energy reserves, same like Ushas Mudra. But the advantage is this one you can do anytime, anywhere, as long as required, morning, evening, night. Ushas Mudra you can only do till evening because the sun needs to be out. Ushas Mudra's power comes from the sun. Uttarapadi, you don't need sun or moon or anything. It's a 24 hours mudra. Whenever you want, you can do. It strengthens inhalation, heart, and the upper lung area. So, breathing, vitality, vital organs, all these things are strengthened. If you are in the creative field, if you are doing something or you need some ideas or some new inspiration, this is a brilliant thing. Like I have often used it. If you sit in this mudra for around 40 minutes and keep a sankalpa, like I am looking for, inspiration in this area, usually it works for me that by the time I'm done with that 40 minutes, I get some pointers like what I need to do, how I need to do it. Then I just go and write it down in a book and then I start according to that. So this is a beautiful mudra if you are trying to focus on something and refine your thoughts and give some force to what you're thinking about. You will see in many world interviews and all, when they interview many famous people and all, you will see many of them when they are sitting, they have this mudra by default. They don't even know that they are doing this mudra, but this mudra will be there in the way that they are holding their hands. So this is so it says thumbs to face the lower end of the sternum, but you can even take it lower because sternum will be somewhere here. You'll have to bring it to your rib cage. I don't want you to take that pressure in your shoulders and elbow. You can keep it leisurely below the stomach. That should do. There are some messages which have come. 1 minute, let me check. So, yeah, so yes, Volkan, Vajra Mudra is what it is. Yeah. Mood swings, anger, and jealousy. Okay, this is very complex. You cannot like randomly give a mudra for that side because you'll have to see where the root cause of anger or mood swings are coming from. Different types of root causes have different mudras. Arthritis for your mom. See, arthritis is already an advanced stage. So the crystals have to be first rectified. Whatever is hurting her knee or ankle or joints first have to be rectified by, looking at uric acid and other levels and reversed first. Then only mudras can come into play. Once it is already at a particular stage of arthritis, very slow effects only will be there in terms of mudras. Uttarapadi Mudra, okay, thank you for the definition, Vakar. Please show thumbs to face. Yeah, that's what I said, Keshav. You don't need it to be at the lower end of the sternum. Sternum basically will be here, like once it's it's here. So this is a very tough place to keep it in, which is why I said even if you keep it below your stomach, that will also have the same effect. You can keep it at the sternum level once you are a bit experienced with this exercise. Like if you already have a big stomach, for example, it's very difficult to keep it exactly at the sternum level because you'll have difficulty in breathing. So this is meant for people who are daily in yoga practice and probably have 6 packs or at least 3 packs, and they are very toned. They can do directly at the sternum. Personally, if you ask me, given my body structure and my stomach, even I can't keep it at the sternum. So I keep it at stomach level. It works absolutely fine without any complications. Is the interlocking of fingers inwards? It is in, I don't know how it can be outwards. Balambika says, can you send this mudra to all? Yes, I will be sending the entire slides to everyone. Can you please show mudra for asthma? Asthma mudra, I would not want to show because it is something quite technical. I don't want to generically show it. You can get in touch with me later. we can discuss about it, because I don't think it is risk free to show it in public generally, because it's a very serious thing. Uh, any mudra to reduce weight? I wish I had one. Reducing weight is purely a function of calorie input, and there is no magic pill for reducing weight. However, if you look at it from one point of view, doing Ushas Mudra and Vajra Mudra regularly, and there is another mudra called Linga Mudra. I'm not sure whether we'll cover it in this session today. All these three mudras increase heat in the body, which have an effect on metabolism also. However, having said that, if you continue eating like 4,000-5,000 calories a day, and eating whatever junk you want, no, don't expect any magic. These things will help your metabolism, but it ultimately goes down to what you are putting into your system, how much you are eating, at what time you are eating, and what is the quality of food that you're eating. What long-term destruction you have to your body will not go away, overnight by doing a particular mudra. Generally, if you want to lose weight, one thing I have been doing regularly over the past 2 months is I've been following Ekadashi. So whenever the fasting period comes, the English people call it as intermittent. We have something called as Ekadashi. That's more than enough. Technically, do not eat anything after 6 p.m. Have at least 4 liters of water a day. And if you are very disciplined and you don't have any other health complications, you can even try one meal a day. That is more than enough. Like what you should do is 6 p.m. maximum you have your last meal. Don't have anything until the morning. And I don't have coffee and tea. I don't take sugar otherwise also. So I just have around 1:30, 2 o'clock, I have a heavy lunch, like whatever it is. That's my only meal. Then maximum, if I'm feeling hungry, around before 6 o'clock sometime, some fruit. That's it. Not juice, because that will increase sugar. Fruit which is chewed and swallowed, any fruit, and that also in moderate quantity, not more than 2 handfuls. Like it can be any fruit, it can be banana, it can be apple, mango, whatever is the seasonal fruit, that's good enough. Follow this at least for one mandala, 41 days. Definitely 2 to 4 kilos will go down if you drink 4 liters of water every day. Your water weight will be isolated. 5 to 7 kilos easily within 2 months. You should be able to get out. Then after that depends on your discipline, Stuti, how much you eat back. So the body is always changing now. So if you again do something, then it will increase again. So you have to keep. What I would suggest is get yourself a smart scale. There is a device called a smart scale nowadays, where if you stand on that and link it to your mobile app, your BMR and all these kind of body fat and all those things are measured. That will help you to give you an indication as to where you're going to. Mudras for asthma, mudras for good night's sleep. Okay, there are certain mudras, but they are little bit advanced, Keshav. Until you have many years of practice, I usually don't teach that mudra on public forums. Uh, eyesight correction. Eyesight correction. What can we do for eyesight correction? This is I have to research and come back to you. I am not sure currently what is there for eyesight correction, because you not told me what is the issue. Is it glaucoma? Is it something else? Myopia, hypometry, whatever it is. Increasing concentration mudra. Okay. That there are plenty, right? From the chin mudra to chinmaya mudra, whatever it is. Standard meditation mudras in yoga, any of those can increase focus. But increasing concentration is totally up to you. That's a part of your willpower. All these meditative mudras can bring you to the center, but what you choose to do with that concentration, that is your lookout. Okay, increasing concentration. Two more new messages. Okay, how to control for far sightedness. Okay, first thing maybe for this, you need to change your diet. And I don't know what is your power like, so we'll probably take this offline. Mudra for pre-diabetes. Okay, there was one. Mm, Okay, this I have to refer and come back to you. There is one mudra called Madhumeha Mudra. You can write it down. Madhumeha, Madhumeha Mudra. This is for pre-diabetes. There's a particular way it needs to be done, and there's a particular system also. I will write in detail to Gayatri ma'am, because this is not something which can be explained in the session, but it's also a very, very advanced mudra. Basically, the interesting part about Madhumaya Mudra is the way it is done. Like there is a procedure where you hold both your hands like this, and it's a bit twisted. You have to take your hands to a particular position. If you have pre-diabetes, you cannot do that mudra. It will pain very badly. So once you start getting that flexibility to be able to do that mudra, then you do fasting and go and take a blood test, you will find your sugar is back to normal. So that's the interesting part of this mudra. I will write to ma'am in detail about this mudra. But I would suggest that you don't start it just like that. First, you do the other mudras, stabilize your body, make your body stronger, reduce at least 4 or 5 kilos. Then, once probably the fatty liver or the pancreatic, this one is taken care of, then you start attacking the insulin. Don't directly, because one of the reasons why I don't teach mudras online just like that to random people is because we can only teach, but we don't know how you guys will go and implement. Then, if some complication comes, we have to be responsible for that. So, that is why in this session today, all the mudras that I have chosen are the most simplest zero side effect mudras. There are like what you're asking, like for arthritis and for eyesight and for diabetes and all, there are mudras. But I will not be covering that in this simply because it's too risky to tell outside in public forum. Which mudra works for? Yeah, Madhumeha will work for people with diabetes as well. I have been treating a small group of people who have seen at least 50 to 150 points up and down reduction on a 4 to 6 months basis. Some of them have totally come off metformin and other things also afterwards. But of course, they have to then control it with diet and all those things after that. The problem what happens is they do all these mudras, sugar count comes under control, then they start doing all kind of disco back to usual, eating all kinds of sweets and sleeping whenever they feel like, totally abusing the system, then they are back to normal in 3 months. So unless if it is a non-lifestyle, if it is a lifestyle induced thing, then we can definitely reverse it with Madhumeha Mudra. If it's the other type of diabetes, then we cannot really do much because then the pancreas already gone for a toss. You can't do much about it. The next mudra is very simple, just like this, like you're a fielder trying to catch a cricket ball and you just keep it at your chest level, like opening the flower, keep it at your chest level, that's it. So this is called the Lotus Mudra. It's a very nice mudra. It helps in improving relationships, how you communicate with people, how they respond to you. It gives you a lot of divine intervention. This is a very powerful mudra. Why? I would suggest you pair it with some kind of mantra sadhana, whichever deity you believe in, whichever God form you believe in, or whichever religion you believe in. Pick the most powerful form of prayer in that particular religion. And if you have something that you want to really get help with, just do that prayer. And once you finish that prayer, just sit in this mudra for around 40 minutes and do this for around 41 days. Most probably 70% of whatever you need or whatever you are asking for, it usually you will either get it done or you will get connected to somebody who can help you with that. I have had very good experience with using the Lotus Mudra for getting more divine progress in different things that I'm doing. When I say divine progress, I'm not encouraging any kind of superstition, but I'm just saying that sometimes, we can't do everything ourselves. We need help of other people. And I many times feel that people who come from different walks of life to help us are as good as God. So that's my point of view. So I think this mudra is very helpful. And anyone who is facing problems of loneliness or feeling generally very sad, or you finished an exam, it didn't go well, you're anxious about what will be the future and all, Lotus Mudra can definitely help you. So this is something that is quite useful. Very simple mudra, no need of great explanation in this. This mudra is called Hakini mudra. This is a very powerful mudra. It's also a Tantra Siddhanta mudra. It is looking very simple, just like this. It's called the steeple, or it's like this basically. And there are two ways to do this. One, you can keep this at chest level. Other one, you can keep it at the head level. These are the two places. If you are basically, you're going to write an exam or something like that, you need some mental clarity, mental sharpness. You can do it like this, or you are just doing it for pausing, reflecting, and getting better ideas, then you can keep it at chest level also and do it like that. But this is a very powerful mudra. Don't do it too much, because you will start, getting a very sharp brain, and your different parts of your brain will start getting stimulated. So I usually recommend it for people who are students who are studying, or people who, like, if you are trying to crack a subject which you don't like at all, and you are trying to understand that for the first time, like, I don't like this, this thing can help you. And if you are talented in one area, but you don't have the determination or the mental strength to go through that, like you're doing something way beyond your mental capacity levels, Hakini Mudra helps you very much. It is a very powerful thing. And you can see, like, if you look at Elon Musk interviews and all, usually he uses this mudra a lot in most of his interviews. He doesn't know that he may be knowing, we don't know, but you can see in a lot of his interviews, he is having his hand like this, which is why he has all those fantastic ideas in terms of Tesla and the SpaceX and all those kind of things. There are 5 comments. Yeah, feeling sad and worried about the future. I'm not sure what I can do regarding that, because you have not told me why the reason is. How much time should most mudras be kept? Yeah, keeping for 40 minutes seems to be difficult. What is worth it is always difficult, Satya. It's not easy. So you have to develop it as a practice. You cannot say that it is difficult and then not do it. So if you want it, it's an exercise, you have to do it. Where should we put the hand in Rocky Mudra? You can rest it on your thighs, Shalini, or you can keep it on the table. How many mudras are there in total? Somewhere around, if you look at classical text and recent text, somewhere around 600 to 800 is the total family universe of mudras. But if you see permutation combination of these 600 to 800, then you can have unlimited number of combinations. But if you see the entire family of basic, like for example, if you are looking at Carnatic music, how many ragas are there? So basic family is around 600 to 800 mudras, depending on whether you are looking at mudras for general practice, for really, because a lot of, see, there are three things. One is general practice mudras, then you have dance related mudras. You have spirituality when you do puja and all these things, spirituality related mudras. So now we are covering the first, only the general practice mudras. Some of these, for example, if you are into Tantra Sadhana and all, Hakini mudra will frequently come as one of the puja mudras also. But generally, in what most of what I teach only the first category. Because third one, I am not an expert in Natya Shastra. I do not know much about dance-based mudras. The other area I am pretty good at is the puja-related mudras, because I have trained and studied in that, so I know. But that, of course, is not for general human consumption. It is only when you are doing prayers or certain sadhana and all you require that. But this, for normal people, the general one is more than enough. You are not trying to shoot a rocket onto the moon, so it doesn't really matter. So 600 to 800 is the answer for you, just generally. Then what? Wait 1 second. Somebody has asked a question. Uh, is this mudra safe for 7 years old child? The Hakini mudra, yes, definitely it is safe for 7-year-old child. No problem. Should we do them in isolation, or can be done while watching TV? Like, what a question is this? Like, how do I answer this? I don't know. Point of doing the mudra is to get concentration, but you're watching TV means I don't think you will be thinking about the mudra at all. So ideally, don't do anything else when you're watching. When you're watching TV, don't do anything else. And when you're doing the mudra, also don't watch TV. Only do one thing at a time. That's the best way to do it. Yeah. So the last, I think, is this the last one? It's the second last one. Okay, so we are good on time. So this one is called the Ganesh mudra. So basically like this or like this, however you want to clasp it, and take it at your chest level. 1 minute, I'll bring the camera down. Take it at your chest level here. Keep it like that. So you should pull both the hands away from each other, maintain that tightness, and keep it at the chest. So your chest should come outside, your ribs should expand, but don't put too much pressure. As much as you can pull, you pull. And then, so you feel a broadening of the chest. So basically, it is called Ganesha because most of the whatever things can stop you get open. So bronchial tubes get opened, stimulates heart activity, builds courage and confidence. It aids digestion. So somebody had asked me how to lose weight. You can try doing this. And you will find a lot of burps and all coming out because it alleviates gas also. So that's a good thing. It enhances the Agni or the fire element in the body. So all the waste and all will get nicely digested. So this also only thing is don't do after sunset. Before sunset you can don't do after eating food. Otherwise you will feel some kind of vomiting sensation and all that. Last of the mudras is something already I think you guys must be doing this mudra unknowingly when you're sitting, when you're just generally sitting for peace and meditation. This is called a dhyana. You keep both the hands on top of each other, join the fingers like this, either right on top of left or left on top of right, does not really matter. It's a hand gesture of meditation and contemplation. You can keep the hands on your thighs, and the palms can be kept in the hollow of your legs when you sit cross-legged, and it's a very relaxed gesture. What it does is it cleanses the system. It is best for contemplation. So you see, Hakini is for upward contemplation. When you are trying to connect with the above force, like give me some inspiration, like come on, like yes. Like you have seen, no, some people when they study for exam, they don't get the answer, they look on top as if the answer is written on the ceiling or something like that. So if you want something from outside, then you tap with Hakini Mudra. But if you are trying to bring out something from inside, means, oh, I studied this, but I can't remember. Like, so what can I do? It's somewhere there inside my system, but I need to get it back out. For that, this kind of this mudra, this particular mudra is very, very effective, the Dhyani mudra, because it brings you into focus, it brings you into the moment. So, one iteration and maximum 8 minutes. Beyond this, you should not go. This is a hard stop. Very, very great warning. Because what happens after 8 minutes is you will go into a sort of small samadhi state. Means you will not feel like, you'll be like total chill, like that Mahesh Suresh 5-star advertisement kind of thing. The whole world will slow down. You will not feel like doing anything. So don't do more than 8 minutes because then you start getting detached. You're like, okay, I have to go to work. I don't want to do my job. I am very relaxed. It will give you hyper relaxation. That is also dangerous. So if you do at a stretch 8 minutes, more than that, do not. Why I'm saying this is this mudra is a bit addictive because it's very nice. You will feel very calm and peaceful and nice. You will not feel like breaking out of the mudra at all. But even too much of a good thing is also not good. So don't overdo it. So yeah, that's about it. Those are the main mudras that I had to talk about today. There are a few more messages. Any gap, several mudras at a time. In the day, Chinmay maximum try for 2-3 mudras. That's more than enough. This mudra while doing any can see ideally Balabika don't complicate matters. Don't watch TV, don't cut vegetables, don't listen to music. When you're doing one thing, only do that. Don't do 100 things in between. It does not really help. Concentration mudra. Okay. Ganesh mudra 6 times left to right. Yeah, so in the Ganesh mudra, what we mean is 6 times left to right means first 6 times, if you want, if you're doing it as a practice, you pull with the left and you do not put force on the right. In the other time, you pull with the right and you do not put force in the left. Dhyani mudra. Dhyani mudra is not 6 times, that's maximum 8 minutes. Which hand should be above which hand? In which mudra? I am not sure. You're asking about any mudras to control seizures. There are, but I will need to know what is the reason for the seizure to start with. I cannot give it generally on public forum. Any mudra for migraine? Of course, there is. Gas? Yes, also there is. Any mudra to build self-confidence? Vajra mudra should be more than enough, shall we? Um, the time of the day. Okay. Most of them, I believe it's already mentioned, but I will look into that. You want to study the subject in detail? Very good. I can send a list of books to ma'am. She can probably guide you. Um, any mudra for occipital pain? Okay, occipital pain at the back of the head can see. There are. If you ask me whether there are mudras, there are. But I cannot give you general answers because I need to see where is the root cause. Why is the occipital pain coming? Then only I can tell you which is and what is your body prakriti. Then only I can tell you because directly doing the occipital mudra, for example, will go and hit that part of the back of your head. Then, if it is not, it's like an arrow. Once we shoot the arrow, we cannot take it back. So, I may know the answer, but I don't want to, assume that I know the answer and give you something without understanding better. From there to learn different mudras, any institute or person, I would say, you probably go through books first. Start. I teach, yeah, I do teach mudras when I do get the time, but I don't have, I've not been having the time at least for last 6 to 8 months now. Any mudra for high cholesterol or triglycerides? No. Control your diet, get healthy exercise. Everything in life does not have a mudra as a solution. Cholesterol and triglycerides are largely a lifestyle issue. So control your diet, and of course, then the metabolic mudras can help you, but nothing. See, at the end of the day, you are the master of your body. If you abuse your body and then you say, "Oh my God, can a mudra help me?" No, because who is the culprit? You are the culprit. Mudras are good for bringing you back to health and probably taking you out of a position where you are unable to do something, but it does not substitute bad discipline. So Hakini Mudra is very simple. It's just like this. So you make a tower with 4 fingers, and the fifth one it is connected here. This way. Okay, yeah, that's it. I think Amay has his hand raised. So Amay, you can unmute yourself and ask me the last question, and then I will leave it to ma'am for closing.
Excuse me, sir. There is my mom actually, she has asthma actually. And so, what all exercise or mudras can we do? And now that's it. So I can't hear you. You're on mute. Okay.
So for asthma, Amaya, there are various things. I will have to see what is triggering her asthma. Then only I can probably give you a mudra. There is a mudra called the bronchial mudra, which you saw earlier. That may work, but there is also another mudra called the asthma mudra. But we have to see what exactly is her trigger. Then only I can give you something because different triggers have different mudras which are prescribed. So I wouldn't know offhand to give it. Yes, Shivani.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
My question is sometimes I get allergy rhinitis whenever dust is there in the weather. I suffer from allergy rhinitis. Once I show to the doctor also, but they given me medicine also, but sometimes doesn't solve.
There is a
I
mudra.
suffer.
There is a mudra called Bhramara mudra. You can
Okay,
Google it. I will put it in the chat. It's called Bhramara mudra. It is the
okay.
one-stop shop for all allergic reactions. You can try that.
Yes, sir. Because one more thing, my mother, she also has migraine as well as when she gets headache. because of the migraine. She sometimes gets migraine. How we solve this problem?
See, migraines, you will need to again, get to the why the root of the migraine is coming. Is it triggered by food? Is it triggered by stress? Is it triggered by something in the system? So until I know that, I won't be able to tell you what we can do. So all these queries, whatever specific questions you have, please direct them to Gayatri ma'am. Then I can probably write back to you and see
Yeah,
how I
I
can.
will. I will tell her all these questions. My sinus, allergy, rhinitis. What when weather is there, that weather the springs there, so I get sinus. And sometimes my mother also get migraine, maybe because of the stress or whatever. So I will write it. I will
Sure.
write to my team, ma'am.
Right. So Shivani, Hari, Sahib, Rohan, and Jas, whatever your questions are, please write them to ma'am. Within probably tomorrow, day after, I'll give you written feedback on what ever your issues are. So I'll hand it over back to ma'am, and this I will be sending to her. So don't worry. And anyway, it's recorded, but you will get the PowerPoint from my side also. I'm just dropping to her on WhatsApp.
Thank you,
You
sir.
can. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was really a lovely session. And since sir has another meeting right away, because he has to go to another meeting, that is why he's not able to take the other queries. But definitely, I request all of you to please share your queries to me. I will definitely forward to sir, and he will surely reply back during his free time. He's traveling also right now. Till this 20th or 25th, is little busy and is traveling also. But please share your queries, and of course, sir will be sharing the book's name also, so that you can definitely purchase that. And yes, sir conducts courses, but as sir, he's a CEO of a company also, he's little bit tied up with this. But definitely, when he's conducting the next course, I really feel I'll be very happy if you all can learn from sir directly. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much from PVI family. I request IT team to kindly share the gratitude, a token of gratitude, sir. Thanks on behalf of all professionals, parents here. We sincerely thank you so much for giving us the idea of what mudras are and how the simple things we can work on our health, and we can work on how to have a better life, because which is very important. Health is something very important, as you said. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. And in spite of your busy schedule, we are very happy that you could spare time for our sake. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. See you guys later. Bye bye for now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So the thing is, I'll be sharing even sir's mail ID to all of you, and you can also write to sir regarding your queries. And as sir was, let me stop the record.